Okay, Mama, why you talking to me like that? First of all, you only got a little bit of money. So how you gonna buy me clothes, honey? So you need to stop talking. Because me and my brother go get popping. Because you need to stop. Because you need a bomb. Where is your pants? Because first of all, you long. Go. Okay, Mama, why you talking to me like that? First of all, you only got a little bit of money. So how you gonna buy me clothes, honey? So you need to stop talking. Because me and my brother go get popping. Because you need to stop. Because you need a bomb. Where is your pants? Because first of all, you long. Go.
Dirty folks. Dirty folks. Dirty folks. No soap. No soap.
Welcome to the E-Comedy Report. This is your main man, Dirty Folks. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. This show was going to be on the Dirty Folks channel. However, the channel got flagged right after I posted that I was going to do the show. They're trying to take my other channel, y'all. Flagged me for a 4-month-old YouTube short of a Japanese hot dog eating contest. It's called it sexual content. Everybody fully clothed. They just eating hot dogs with no hands. That's the contest. YouTube on some bullshit, bro. Man, fuck around, be a rumble for real, man. Be a rumble for real. I'm gonna keep this show short because I'm lightweight heated, like a motherfucker, bro. Lightweight heated as hell. So I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. I just want to share this story with you guys that I found extremely interesting. It's about the American dream, a man's ability to take care of his family, his community. Well, not really his community. That's cap. But to take care of his family.
11 News at 10. Viral claims.
I'm gonna give you guys the news version. Then I'm gonna give y'all. Before I do that, let me give y'all the hood version. Then I'll give y'all the news version. Let's do it like that, because there's definitely a hood version. Then we'll get to the news version. Because when the colors tell a story, it's a story of victimization. Honestly, this is a messed up story either way. It doesn't matter who tells it, but I'm gonna let TMZ tell it first because they're left liberal spinning situation.
You to tell us what's going on.
Let's go. I'm still heated about this channel.
For all the work that you do, but I want you to tell us what's going on with this particular issue, why it's so important, and just lay it out for everybody.
You have a brother and his wife, Mr. Courtney and Nicole Mallery, who was wiped out by the hurricanes in Houston, and they took that money and they bought 1,000 acres in Colorado. Somewhere along the way, the good white folk of Colorado Springs decided that they didn't want them there and started trying to push them off their land. They're doing things like killing their sheep, gutting their pigs, destroying equipment worth thousands of dollars. They complained so many times that the sheriff charged them with stalking the people, the white supremacists that they were fighting against, if you could imagine that. And we decided that we're going to go down, exercising our Second Amendment right, and we're going to protect that land. We're going to protect Black people. The same Black people you think about, you hear about. We're going to stop it before you hear about Mr. Mallery being lynched as they promised to do.
That's the overview. Is there truth to what he said? Absolutely, absolutely. But, and I'm not saying it's not white supremacy. I'm not gonna say that. But what I am gonna say is
They've been targeted for harassment.
that at some point, man, you know that if some BS is happening, there's some toddlers involved. I want to take it to the news. And we're gonna take that out. First of all, Elijah said, "Yeah, I saw that video. It was titled Passport Bros turned them out." They said I thought it was corn dogs, and they was fully clothed. Yeah, that's the video right there, bro. They on some bullshit, bro. That's the exact video. Fully clothed in public, televised, and they just they targeting me, bro. They targeting me. Man, make sure y'all hit the like, man. I appreciate everybody that stopped by the backup channel. Let's hit a news version of what happened. Because the news version, and I'm gonna slow walk the news version. We're gonna get into the actual story, but I'm gonna slow walk. This was the prelude. This was the pump up for like the 10 o'clock news. We're gonna check this out because I'm gonna slow walk it because I want y'all to know, and you're gonna see this in every single um background when they talk about these people. I don't know if you can see this right here in the back. That flag is a Black Lives Matter flag. And they're going to continuously give you that visual of the Black Lives Matter flag as they talk about this black couple. First of all, we're going to slow walk it. I'm going to say my talk.
His wife, who own this property in eastern El Paso County, claim they've been targeted for harassment because of their race. Civil rights groups in Colorado are now helping Courtney and Nicole Mallery after Courtney was arrested earlier this week.
The head of the Rocky Mountain NAACP told us that Courtney and Nicole Mallery have faced racial harassment since buying this property near Yoder a few years ago.
I just want to pause this real quick. So I'm assuming this is their barn. They moved from New Orleans all the way to Colorado. They took their settlement money, so apparently they had good property insurance. They took the settlement money and they bought 1,000 acres in Colorado, and I congratulate them for that. I totally congratulate them for that. With that being said, this is the most pro-blackity blackest like that, y'all, thing I've ever seen. Like, look, bro. Cool, you're a Marine. Is this Black Lives Matter communist group? Wakanda, fictional place. Juneteenth, a holiday to recognize slavery. That's 2 years and 2 months past the day slavery was over. And then there's a second one. There's all type of things right here that says to me, black victimization. Apparently he was a Marine. Shout out to that. Simplify. But a lot of this looks like, we just pro-blackly black, and we're gonna enforce our blackness on people who don't really care about our blackness. I'm not saying that they have any right to be harassed. I'm just saying, yeah, I'm giving you the mindset of the type of people, because I'm not saying this isn't racist, but I'm gonna tell you what my real thought is in a minute.
NAACP told us that Courtney and Nicole Mallery have faced racial harassment since buying this property near Yoder a few years ago.
Had their animals mutilated, poisoned, the N-word, spray painted on their property.
She met with the family today to help them find a defense attorney after Courtney's arrest. The sheriff's office told us he's accused of stalking, tampering with a utility, and theft. But Prescott said the issue stems from a dispute with a neighbor over property boundaries.
Basically, we're now in a situation where their neighbor has been able to manipulate the system.
Before we go there, I want y'all to hear the charges one more time, because it's very important, because we're going to break down what the charges really are in a minute. Listen to the charges.
A defense attorney after Courtney's arrest. The sheriff's office told us he's accused of stalking, tampering with a utility, and theft.
Stalking, tampering with the utility, and theft. We're going to get into that. Let's continue.
But Prescott said the issue stems from a dispute with a neighbor over property boundaries.
Basically, we're now in a situation where their neighbor has been able to manipulate the system to weaponize the police against them.
Her group is now conducting its own fact-finding investigation.
We're going to find out the exact borders of their land. We're going to make sure an independent surveyor comes out and surveys the property so that we get a clear idea as NAACP. And we want to see if this is something that the county or the mayor.
Sidebar. When you see the NAACP, you're always going to see a bunch of black women and pastors, because black is for women, gays, and felons, and the people who depend on women, gay, and felon money. But I'm not saying that they aren't wrong to go support this group. I'm just saying you never see heterosexual male representation in quote unquote black situations. But it's a bad showing.
Sheriff's office or something, that this is what they could have done.
The sheriff's office declined our request for an on-camera interview. However, they noted that dispatchers have received more than 170 calls for service to the property since April of 2021. The racial harassment accusations were reported in an online article that named 2 deputies, and the sheriff's office told us they have conducted and closed 19 separate internal affairs investigations into those deputies since the article was published. They explain they must thoroughly and independently investigate any complaints made to internal affairs.
I can't imagine the cops coming to my house 3 or 4 times. But up to close to 200 times, that's a big deal.
Eric Carnell is president of the Black and Latino Leadership Coalition in Colorado Springs. Sheriff Joe Roybal sent a letter this week asking his group to organize a meeting to help de-escalate the tensions in Yoder.
Overall, we want our community to be safer. And if you have neighbors against neighbors, you have neighbors against cops, cops showing up for service repetitiously, that's a strain on the community.
Okay, and I agree that is a strain on the community. But check this out. This is the brass tacks. It's not even a video I wanted to show y'all. This is the brass tacks on that though. Neighbor disputes happen way more often than you would think, right? Way more often. Most times, I in my own life, when I was growing up, my next door neighbor and I, we argued all the time.
Coming up on 11 News
about where the property boundary was, because I wanted to know if I was cutting their grass or not. You know what I'm saying? There were disputes whether the space between the sides of our house, who maintained that space. Was it on our property line or their property line? And I didn't even have beef with my neighbors. We just wanted to know, like, if you can, who had access to that space. So property line disputes happen often, and they're normally rectified by 2 adults. And that's the key word here, 2 adults. Here's what I really think happened. I'm gonna show y'all this clip. This was the clip I wanted to show y'all in the first place. This one I want to show y'all first. I want to show y'all the other one too, but this one I want to show y'all first. And then then we're gonna break down exactly what their charges are. So let's go.
Coming up on 11 News at 10, viral claims of racism and allegations of a corrupt sheriff's office in El Paso.
Just real quick, do you see the imagery? How they have Black Lives Matter versus the sheriff department with the menacing music, like this is a racial tension thing. That's a nice RV.
Coming up on 11 News at 10, viral claims of racism and allegations of a corrupt sheriff's office in El Paso County from a rancher arrested this week.
Disgusting. The whole reason behind it was disgusting.
To me, he is the victim of this story. I believe that he is moving in good faith as the owner of the ranch. But let's continue.
Being framed for something you didn't even do.
A feud between neighbors is gaining attention around the world.
I can't sleep. I'm in fear constantly. We're always watching over our shoulders.
11 News is speaking exclusively.
There we go, right there. Karen Tears, y'all. Karen Tears. She going through it, y'all. She can't eat, she can't sleep, she can't breathe without thinking about, I don't know, Tupac. I don't know. The white girl, the ability for women to cry on command always intrigues me. Now I guarantee you, when those cameras not there, she is not this delicate flower. But let's see the acting job. I want to see if she cries.
I can't sleep. I'm in fear constantly. We're always watching over our shoulders.
11 News is speaking exclusively one-on-one with the sheriff tonight as we seek the facts.
Do you believe El Paso County is a racist community?
With tensions high and the justice system playing out, hear all sides of the story only on 11 News at 10.
I will not tolerate people coming in and threatening my community or my staff.
He said he won't come in and allow people to threaten his community or staff. Let me tell you what I think happened, gentlemen. Let me tell you what I think happened. I think this is Karen on Keisha fight promotion. That's what I believe. I believe that if, even with racism being racism, I'm not taking away the racist element. But even with racism on racism, men are a lot more direct. Either we just don't deal with each other, period, or we going all out. You know what I'm saying? Like guys don't like all the passive aggressiveness. Guys don't normally do that. And let me show you why I think it's Tyler on Toddler. I'm not gonna play this whole clip. I'm just gonna play the part in which the gentleman got arrested. Make sure I got the right one. No, that's the one we just saw. Hold on. I just want to show the part that he got arrested. But when I show you guys this, just the arrest, I want you guys to understand why I think that this was really toddler on toddler that went um too far. Oh man, it's an Instagram. That's crazy. I just saw it not on Instagram, but now we on Instagram.
Hearts goons are at it again.
All right, we'll look at the Instagram. Why not? I need you to listen to how this plays out. This is, I guess, the wife on her camera phone recording the sheriffs arresting her husband. Now, apparently he got arrested because he just got out of jail. But I want y'all to listen to it. You can't rewind Instagram, so I'm gonna refresh the page. I want y'all to listen.
Gerhardt's goons are at it again. Gerhardt's goons are at it again. Farming while black in America. Farming while black in America. There's Deputy Hancock there with El Paso County Sheriff's Department. That's the vehicle 8306. He has not provided any information as to whether there's anyone else in the vehicle at this time. State Patrol appears to be handling this stop here. Are you okay? You okay? State Patrol, where are you guys taking him? Okay.
El Paso County CJC Criminal Justice Detention Center.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where is that located?
So that's on El Paso, South El Paso, or I'm sorry, South Los.
Look, we ain't gotta listen to all that. My point is simply this, bro. The first thing she yelling, farming while black. This is black. Black, 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 black. She is making brothers. We've all at some point in our lives have been stopped for traffic or something like that. in the times in which that happens, most reasonable people are contrite and they try to get themselves up out that jam. It's very important
Stalking
for you to
charge and
get
2
yourself up out
misdemeanors.
that jam.
Fox 31's Hallie Cunningham obtaining new court.
Getting to follow that.
You know what? I'm gonna show you both of them. I'm gonna show you the one that happened before. Nah, I ain't gonna show you that. We're just gonna go straight to this one.
Viral controversy in El Paso County involving a
There's
black
a-
rancher who
there's a
claims he's
time
being
in
harassed by
which-
his white neighbors.
There's a time in which you just shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just have to shut the fuck up. And this is why I think it's Karen on Keisha. I believe that those two women were antagonizing each other, then running back in the house and telling a man,
The neighbor messing with us. The neighbor messing with us.
and I believe that this escalated. It could very well, I'm not saying that they didn't try to poison the dogs or kill the animals or any of that, but they weren't arrested for that. I'm also not saying that the police aren't in collusion with the white couple, and I'm going to tell you why I believe that. Because I'm cool with police. I'm cool with police, no cap. And shout out to the sheriffs that I'm cool with. And generally speaking, people take care of their own. There's something about black people who they do not want to be part of the justice system, but they always want justice. Make it make sense, man. So I believe in a small town where everybody went to high school together, that this may have happened, and they have called the police to their ranch over 200 times. 20 report, well, 19 reports against police officers, which is why the first cop was like, yo, I'm not gonna let people come through and harassing our cops. You would think by the way that they're talking about this, that they have documented everything that this Caucasian neighbor has done to them, and they would be on the right side of the law. And then this is why I'm confused about who is to blame. Let's check this out. Because initially, spoiler alert, right before this happened, this is the second report, the second news report. The first one said that the man and the woman got arrested on $2,000 bond. She bonded out. They revoked his bond, so he had to stay in jail. She got scared, called the NAACP, because she thought that now that her man was locked up, that they were going to do something to her because she is defenseless. Which brings us back to the point that women can't do anything with clothes on, man. Her and a man, she feel protected on 1,000 acres. Her by herself, she got to call the National Guard, my nigga, because toddlers start fights, but they don't fight the fight. Anyway, let's check this out.
Courtney Mallery was arrested this week on a felony stalking charge and 2 misdemeanors. Fox 31's Hallie Cunningham obtaining new court documents, shedding some new light on what's going on here. Talia.
Yeah, guys, this is a very complex case. As we know, you have these vandalism, animal cruelty, and racial allegations, and then you have what appears to be an ongoing dispute between 2 neighbors. So it came to a boiling point on Monday when Courtney Mallery was arrested, and tonight these papers are detailing why he was taken into custody.
Farming while black in America.
Courtney Mallery arrested for stalking, tampering with the utility meter, and theft under $50 on Monday. After spending the night behind bars, Courtney was released on a $6,000 bond.
Vandalism, trespassing, theft under $50. They're going to tell you what he stole, right? $6,000 bond for under $50 worth of merch. Basically misdemeanor. Okay.
Judge saying there is probable cause for the stalking charge. Here's Nicole Mallery, Courtney's wife.
They are alleging that we are stalking people for being on our own property, doing work on our own property.
Fox 31 obtaining court records today. The stalking allegations surround the Mallery's neighbor, Teresa Clark. The document states Clark is in fear for her safety due to unusual and disturbing behavior by the Mallerys. It states Clark provided the sheriff's office with over 4 gigabytes of digital media and a stalking log she created.
I just want to pause that real quick. Let's think about that. So the black people keep calling the police. documenting what they're calling harassment, racism, vandalism to the police. Nothing is happening. Meanwhile, Miss Clark has 4 gigabytes of harassment. I say this to say 2 things. Number 1, paperwork game always wins. Always wins. Document paperwork, keep your receipts. Second of all, this is where you start appreciating knowing your neighbors and your politicians. Watch this.
One of the issues appears to be over property, specifically an easement between the Mallery and Clark's land. The document states the Mallerys have been repeatedly driving by her property as intimidation, sometimes at a high rate of speed, specifically when Clark enters or exits her home. The stalking charge also comes from surveillance cameras that records state are pointed directly at Clark's home. The Mallery family alleges their animals have been killed and property vandalized, installing cameras, hoping the harassment from citizens would stop. The document also states the Mallerys have filed over 15 internal affairs complaints against El Paso County deputies, which were all deemed unfounded. And the neighbors have a history of taking out protective orders against each other. Some were granted, some were dismissed, some even violated, leading to arrests. Now, I have reached out to Teresa Clark, that is, to share her side of the story, and she declined a request for an interview at this time. There is a lot to this story that will continue to follow. In studio tonight, Talia Cunningham, Fox 31.
All right.
I just want to show y'all this real quick.
I can't believe I'm missing.
Just want to show y'all this real quick. This is what really happened. Okay, right here they're saying that Courtney recently stated in a petition online in an attempt to have Gerhardt terminated for what he claims corrupt abuse of power because the sheriff declines all of his internal affairs. But where are we at? Here we I don't see it now. I saw it before. This is what he took. He took a garbage can. See if I can find it. Here we go. Right there. According to the document, the theft under $50 charge stems from Courtney going into the easement and taking Clark's trash can and putting it on his truck and driving away. The can is valued at $25. $6,000 bond for a $25 garbage can. Are you serious? So basically, what they're doing is passive aggressive, petty neighbor stuff. And because he took her garbage can, that was technically theft, and they got him up out of there. Gave him a criminal record. He had to pay bond. He has to go back to court. He could face up to 1 year in jail, which would destroy his farm, by the way. That would definitely destroy his farm. They're willing to risk their livelihoods for this. Now, here's the thing. I do not necessarily think that Courtney Mallery is guilty. Like I say, I think he is the man trying to protect his property, his home, his livestock, his wife. But I believe that this is a catty fight that is growing out of proportion. From listening to what was her name? Karen Clark, and listening to Miss Mallery. They all have cameras. They all showing that this is how Hatfields and McCoys started. This is exactly how the Hatfields and McCoys had a feud for generations because of silly shit like this. Anyway, man, the reason I want to share this real quick, and I'm about to be out. The reason I want to share this real quick is because at the end of the day, gentlemen, everybody has a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But if you're gonna be American, be American. Just be American, man. There's nothing wrong with that. As an American, it's your unalienable right to to do what you want on your property, to have free sense of expression that's covered under the First Amendment, to be able to protect your property with arms if need be, covered by the Second Amendment. But just as a general rule of thumb, why bring undue heat and attention to yourself when it's not necessary? Instead of going through the police, which they did, no problem with that. Why don't you find a mediator with your neighbors? Why don't you get to know your without antagonizing people, get to know the people in the community? If you've been in that community for going on 3 years, if you've been there since 2000 and this is 2000, I'm sorry, if you've been in there since 2020 and this is 2013 2023, you've been there almost 3 years, from April of 2020 to February 2023, and you don't know what a police station is? You don't know what a police station? Where are you taking police station? Where is that at? You don't know anything about your community. Police station, church, grocery store, these are things that people just know, especially if you keep calling the police 200 times. You should kind of know what a station is. That means that they did not try to become ingratiated with their community. Because Black Lives Matter, all white people bad. But you moved in a predominant, you moved to Colorado. I mean, you moved to Colorado. And there's black people in Colorado, by the way, but they're normally in Denver. But just generally speaking, when you go somewhere, man, a lot of this looks like cattiness, man. Anyway, I had some other stuff to say, but I'm really upset now because I got that flag on my other channel for a hot dog eating contest. So I'm gonna cut this one short, man. But yeah, man. $20 garbage can. Anyway, man, I appreciate y'all for sliding through, man. As always, man, love each other as you love yourself. Feed the pack. Tribe up.
Dirty folks.